Alright, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all our audience out there. So hopefully everyone is doing well despite the current condition of COVID-19 yang semakin berleluasa ni. So make sure korang stay safe at home dan jaga SOP untuk elakkan dari dijangkit dari penyakit wabak COVID-19. So, ATF Coffee Talk ATF Coffee Talk Show is back for season 2 and this time around kita ada lagi ramai speaker, lagi ramai line up untuk share diorang punya experience dan juga insight on their subject matter. Dan hari ini kita akan bercerita mengenai running. Okay, kita sudah tahu running is one of the exercise yang sangat mudah dan boleh dilakukan oleh semua orang di mana saja, tak kira usia, umur, jantina. Okay, and paling best sekali when you do running, all you need is a pair of shoe dan baju yang sesuai. Tak perlu pun complicated equipment or gear. So today we have our Coach Teoh BJ, okay, from Running Form. So he will be sharing his experience in running from the road marathon, road running, transition into trail running and share tips macam mana nak lari dengan teknik yang lebih betul supaya kita boleh dapat lakukan senaman ini dengan lebih efisien dan lebih efektif. Okay, so mungkin kita boleh share sedikit bit of background Coach Teoh ni. So he's been running I think more than 10 years and he has completed over 24 to 25 marathons around the world. Dekat local Malaysia, even in Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand and Macau to name a few. And his personal best for marathon is 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's not easy feat to do, especially when you grow older lagi, dah meningkat usia, it's not easy. But if you consistent with your training and buat dengan running teknik yang betul, insyaAllah nothing is impossible. Yang paling penting kita nak kurang atau minimizekan injury kita ketika melakukan kita punya larian tu. So hari ini Coach Teoh akan share sedikit insight and tips macam mana you guys out there boleh lari dengan selamat tanpa mencederakan diri sendiri. Orang kata run with confidence. So before we go any further, jangan lupa untuk share this live video kepada kawan-kawan di luar sana sebab kita ada sangat menarik hadiah hari ini yang kita tak pernah kongsikan kepada orang lain. This is the first time. Okay, kita ada kita punya ATF starter box, alright? So this is very premium. Kita ada semua jenis tip yang kita ada and for the first time we are giving away. Dalam ni kita ada semua set, semua jenis tip kita untuk runners. Yang mungkin paling sesuai untuk anda adalah kinesio tape. Boleh protect anda daripada sebarang injury atau bantu anda untuk recover dari sebarang injury. Okay, so tanpa melengahkan masa lagi, okay, kita nak jemput kita punya guest kita hari ni and chit-chat sikit. We welcome you Coach Teoh BJ. Alright, so good afternoon sir, how are you today?
Yeah, good evening, Amel, Asmil. Yeah, it sounds today
How are
is
you
a
today?
rainy day. Yeah, so it's a rainy day. This few days is good weather, good weather for running also, especially in the morning.
Okay. Alright, awesome. Good to hear that. So before we go any further and then ask you a bit more question on running itself, mungkin you can share a little bit of your background. How do you get into this sport, and what trigger or anyone that influence you, to take up running and do it for a very long time and consistent. And now you yourself are doing it as a part-time coach, helping others to be a good runner itself. Maybe you can share a little bit on that before we go into more details on the running itself. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Actually, talk back to my background. I'm actually is a school runner. It's a long distance runner. I believe during in your school time, your secondary school, you have your teacher will ask you to pendidikan jasmani kan. So they will have some test to ask you run 1,500 meter. Remember that? So you need to pass test some qualifying time so that you can get some good mark on this test. And of course, in the secondary school, I already in the we call it in represent the street with our district runner. More on long distance, 1,005, 3,000, 5,000, and 10,000 meters. Since school, I'm already active. But after that, when I go to university, I've been less doing it because I'm more on the team play. So like volleyball, basketball, and so on. Then I go back to really running on a 2011. So when the time my first running race is a stand chart. I think everybody know about stand charts. It's a very huge event in Malaysia. That event you have a 10K, 21K, and 42-kilometer marathon. So what I do is from 2011 I back to serious on running after I so long quit from the running since school because of my friend asked me, hey, why not just go in Stanchart to have a run because I've been so long didn't run. So the first we race as the first kilometer I run is 5 kilometer. It's so funny that I thought I can do it like when I young time in the secondary school, but it's so tough. Even a 5 kilometer, because of we believe ourselves, but we lack of training. We actually training. We have to respect training. We have to respect the distance. We cannot just simply think that you run one time at your home ground at your house, then you probably can go and run. No, not just like that. You have to really have a consistent training. You need to take care of so many things. Running is people say everyone can run. No. Actually, running is something same like badminton. So many things, so many technique you need to take care. So many we call it from physical from toe to hit. You need to jaga. So you not just simply go and run. So what I faced during that 2011 until 2015, I have been run 24 marathon. Every marathon, every distance, I learned a lot of things from the poor form to run a better form. So form is very important. You mean the running form. I mean the posture. Running form is mean your posture. You need to be really when you run, avoid the heel strike. Okay, heel strike is the common sense, common people because some people they thought they want to run fast, so they open the strike very big. So when open very big, your foot is landing, but your arm swing is slower. So it's not coordination, the
Mm.
synchronization. When both not synchronized,
All right.
your landing is very bad. So this is a
All
lot of injury will
right.
come. Yeah,
Okay, awesome. Good sharing.
yeah,
Okay, from a very active student at school, and then mungkin at university of
yeah,
lifestyle, working busy, so you start running, and then back from a casual runner, now a bit more serious, and now becoming a part-time coach to help others to improve running. Very interesting journey. I remember myself when I did my first ever full marathon standard chartered. I didn't have any, I didn't clock the enough mileage because my friend was promising me, okay, we're gonna run together from start to begin to the end. So he said, okay, we're gonna run steady pace until 30 kilometer, and then we're gonna
yeah.
walk and run. So I did that. I can maintain the 30 kilometer with him, and after 30 kilometer, he said, oh bro. He's a season runner, and he said, "Oh, bro, actually, I can continue running, bro. I want to continue running." I was like, "What? You said you're gonna walk and run with me for the last 12 kilometer, and that was me suffering my first ever full marathon.
Yeah,
Especially with the not enough training, not proper running technique, and obviously wrong choose of shoes. So that was really
choose
bad. So
the
so
endurance,
yeah, so
everything.
yeah, exactly. So you guys out there, if you have any experience, you can comment and share. If you have any question, you can ask along. We have this Theo to share his experience and answer your question as well. So don't be
Yeah,
shy. Make sure you come and join our live session. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm just gonna go a bit more deeper. Okay, so early on I mentioned that you share yourself. You completed 24 marathons, across the globe. Especially in Asia and Malaysia. So mungkin you can share a little bit. What was your best running achievement thus far to date lah as a runner? Maybe you boleh share sikit. Selain yang I mentioned earlier, 3 hours and 45, maybe you can share your journey from, bila 6 hours.
Yeah. So actually, I think everyone would like to PB. Everyone want to hit for personal best. Yes, but I encourage. I suggest not to hurry to do that, because when you hurry to do that, I experienced this before. Because I'm an eagerly want to do every time when I go to race, I want to better than previously, and faster and faster. Then end up with a lot of injury, because when you go fast, you without a proper coaching, proper training, it really will come out a lot of injury following that. So this I would like to share you on one very special journey on me when I do a back to back uh, 3 marathon is in one go. Okay, not 3 marathon, 4 marathon in one go. Means back to back every month. For example, back to 2015. Okay, 2015 November kickstart the Bangkok Marathon. Then December is Macau Marathon. Then January is Hong Kong Marathon. Then February the next year is Kyoto Marathon. 4 marathons is back to back without a proper rest, proper recovery. That's caused me plantar injury. So after my plantar injury, I got caused me to rest about 6 months. This is what you get it when you every month you go and race for a big race. So I would suggest is try to aim one race, then you train for it about 3 months prior to the event. Then you focus proper training. You train on interval, you train on your form, you train on your endurance. If you don't like me, because last time I really don't know anything, I just go and hit it. So yes, it's a good result. Every marathon I hit a very best result, but you pay the price after 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 all the race is finished. Then you come back with the hundred. So this is not good actually. So since then, I learned about the form. So its form is very important. I know a lot of people when go to the stadium after work, they start changing clothes and straight away go and run. No, actually, it is not that way. Heard people say warm up. Yes, warm up. But I would like to add one more. You do drill. Drill is very important. Drill is something like you test, you change, you check your coordination of your leg. So we make it the both leg, left and right leg is synchronized with your arm swing. Arm swing also one of the thing. You don't think that your running is because I use leg more. No, your arm swing coordination and your head and your posture, your spine is all coordinate. So all this I learned along the journey. Then touch wood until now I don't have a serious injury on my posture and the plantar. Plantar injury is most serious one that I don't like, because when you hit plantar, every landing on your foot will be very painful. So
All right. Okay,
this is
okay, Mr. Teo.
what
I
I
think we
suggest.
will touch that. Yeah, we will touch on that later on a bit more.
Injured.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm very interested
Yes.
to that one. Okay. All right. So that's a very good insight from you. So you guys have heard it. So if you want to reach your PB, take it slow, easy. Okay, don't rush to it, and then don't always compare with those experienced runner who has been running for so long and many years, and you just a newbie or newcomer or just only clock a few mileage and hoping that you can reach to that level in a very short period of time. There's a systematic way. I think I'm very interesting how you mentioned that. I know a lot of people after work they just go for a run without any proper drill, and then but to improve your running, you actually have to do a drill. Similar with other
Good.
sports, you when you play rugby, for instance, I myself an action rugby player. Even though it's something basic, that we'll do the drills over and over again before we go
Yes.
into the actual training session. Same with football, same with
Yeah.
basketball,
Football.
same with other sport. You have to do the drill first, do the basic right before you get into the actual ni lah. That is for those who really want to go deep into running and who really want to improve your timing. Okay, but if you
Yes.
just want to do a casual running for exercise ke apa or therapy, that it's okay lah. You don't have to go
Yeah.
really serious. But to avoid injury, it's best to get your proper running technique first.
Yeah,
Okay.
same lah. Because
So,
badminton, football, everything have to do with. Yeah,
yeah, agreed. Okay, so on to the next question, Mr. Teo. Okay, how do you actually set a goal for each month? How many mileage that you run, and how do you break it into days or sessions per day? If you have like some running event, looking forward for a running event at the end of the month or at a certain time, how do you break your training session if you can, if you don't mind sharing with our audience today?
yeah, sure, sure. So actually, I'm talking about road first lah. Okay, road running like for those two half marathon and for those two full marathon, you have to respect the distance. You don't say like, I'm doing for 42 kilometer, so I train like 1 week 10 kilometer. Bagi leisure sikit 10 kilometer, then you go for the race. So you gotta be very very serious injury after that, because you will have poor timing, then you will have a lot of pain after the race. Okay, so for example, just talk about the full marathon. Full marathon is 42 kilometer. Usually for a season runner, they were making use of the weekend to run a long distance. We call it long slow distance, LSD. So this LSD is not ask you to go run fast. All you need is just long slow distance. Why? It's just to train your muscle, your leg muscle, to be have a store some memory of endurance. We call endurance memories, so that your leg train for that marathon timing. Because for example, you you aim for 5 hour finishing for your full marathon. So my suggestion, when you do long slow distance, you don't run like, wow, you push zone 4, zone 5. So we do zone 2 slow slow. Let your muscle adapt to that memories. At least you run 3 hour for long slow distance. Normally is what we do it. uh, I would suggest like 30. You run 2 or 3 weeks before you run a 30 kilometer as a simulation. Then the rest of it, you must at least clock 60 kilometer a week. So this is a very very minimum requirement. Some people they want to do it more faster. So some people clock it 100 kilometer per week. So this, you imagine that 100 kilometer is consists of a lot of things, not just running. You need to do interval, speed training, so that you can be run faster and you come out of your comfort zone. So when you're on the race day, you run fast but you with a low heart rate. So this is all thing, a lot of thing you need to look at it. Not just interval, you need to do fast leg lah, you need to do tempo, you need to do long slow distance, you need to do speed. All this is into the that training
Okay.
manual. Yep.
All right. Okay. So very, very interesting insight from you. So guys, if you wanna really go into running, get your basic right, your foundation, where Mr. Teo have mentioned, do your LSD first. That will be the most staple training for a runner lah. So if you don't clock enough mileage, so if you want to do a marathon, you don't clock enough 60 kilometer per week, don't even
Yeah.
dream to run comfortably during the event day. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me, suffer like what I did during my first marathon. All right. No, during that marathon is okay. The post event that you suffer, you cannot walk properly for 1 week, struggling and stuff like that. You cannot even go to toilet, do your stools and that kind of stuff. Like that's a horrible thing of not training properly. Okay,
Gambar pun tak
so
cantik tau. Gambar pun tak cantik. Masa you letih.
betul. Betul, betul, betul. Okay, that's another thing. Like as a runner, you want to make sure people take you at a very cool posture. All right, Mr. Teo, on to the next question before we have one question from our audience. Okay, so we know that everyone know exercise help in to release your stress, to make a booster in your life. Some people like to run in the morning, so they start their day right. Maybe you can share a little bit. How can those who are, especially now with the COVID and everything and stress, how can running help them to, feel more at ease or feel more confident with their life or release whatever stress that they are that have burden on their shoulder.
So you means how running can help me to release my
Mr. Teo,
tension,
are you okay?
my tension, stress in the work, is it? Or maybe how you find a peace when you're running, is it?
Yeah. Lah. Yeah.
Okay, let me share. I think running is sometimes people say it's one people running. It's just a one man show. I feel it's actually not. So sometimes you need a couple. Sometimes you need a bunch of friends to run with you. When you have more friends or more people run with you, you run longer. When you're alone, yeah, I know sometimes they want to find a peace of mind to run yourself. Yeah, definitely I agree. You this is a time when you don't you be yourself, be your own, you be yourself, then you find your peace there because daytime you have been surrounded by so many people, tension of the work. Yeah, sometimes it's good. I sometimes myself also run alone when I would listen music and then I get some peace of mind. Yes, it's good. But I I feel one thing when you just step one step from your home and then go for a run. I don't care you run fast or slow. When you come back with a sweat, this the whole body sweat and definitely you feel that click is I feel so released. The whole body is just like dump away all the stress and you feel so fresh and so cheerful. So this is what I feel. This is one thing for alone. When you run with friends, I feel like when you run with him, when run with your good friend, same pacing, you talk all the way from starting until the end. I can guarantee you, you will run more comfortable and you run more cheers, and you don't even think that we just finished already. It was so fast. Actually, you guys keep on talking and running. The time is already you run quite. You don't know the time is so flies. Time flies so fast. So I feel that when you run with group, the time of running the training is so fast to finish compared to alone. When you're alone, wah, 1 jam lagi belum habis ah. Why when I run with friend, what so fast the 2 hours finish already. Yeah. So this is the difference between when you run alone and run with friend. So both have a benefit. Yeah. Can you hear? I can't hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Good sharing. Yeah, if you want to know, my running buddy is always my wife. So hello, hello. Okay, so yeah, so for me, my running buddy is right now she's not well, so she's not running. So I also stopped running because I always run with her. So we always like discuss stuff, talk about things, you know. Sometimes
Yeah.
when she's complain or I complain, so we listen to each other. It's good. I mean, talking session for us when we do running lah. So yeah, I really agree with you that I mean if you run with someone you know or someone you share, you can actually apa ni forget about the timing and so you
Yeah.
know you already finished your running. Very good way to you know to distress yourself during this running session. Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Teo, we have one question from our audience. If you may ask, if you may answer for them. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it and share it on
Ah,
our screen. Alright.
I saw the bleeding.
So the question, okay, the question from Fazli Faz from Facebook: How to correctly breathe when running?
Okay. Yeah, this is a good question. I like it. So yeah, everyone run training about the form, right? Okay. So breathing is such a very unique things. Is you need some formula on this. So myself, I training. I when I run, I always when inhale I use nose. Okay, exhales I use mouth. Means you inhale and exhale. Why I don't use inhale from the mouth? Because when you inhale from the mouth, you use a lot of your throat muscle, your mouth muscle. It make you feel more tired. because you already running so tired, and then you somehow like so it's causing you using more muscle and more tired. So why not you just breathing from your nose and slowly exhale from your mouth. Okay, and people will say, hey, there's a formula, when you run on this running. So usually people will say like 2 3, inhale 2 times, exhale 3 times, 2 3, sometimes 2 1. Okay, a lot of formula. Some people say like you breathe 3 and then exhale 4. Breathe 3 in, exhale 4 is for those very slow pace. For those like running 4 minute pace, 3 minute pace, probably they will just breathe in two, uh, breathe in two and exhale one. Okay, some they will like to do like breathe in 2 times and exhale three. So exhale three means not like menghemput nafas. No, it's just 3 times like sorry, like this. Okay, so try to minimize those like a very overact breathing. So example, when you feel like you are so tired because you run too fast, then you like macam sesak nafas. So like this, if you feel like this, can you please like just slow it down and take a deep breath to calm down your heart rate to lower. Normally at that situation your heart rate is I think mencecah 180 ke atas. That one is very fast already. So usually marathon runner or we won't run at that zone. We run at zone 3 between 156 or 150 meter heart rate. This is called threshold heart rate. Okay, so remember, when you're running, if you feel so tough, so tired, either you just stop and walk for 10 meters. So immediately to bring your heart rate go as fast as you can from 180 to 150 or 160, or just take a deep breath. This is very important. Yeah.
All
I
right.
hope this
Thank.
share, I hope this benefit for you guys. You can give a
Uh,
try. Yeah.
yep. Thank you, Mr. Teo. Yeah, very good sharing over there. So, guys, remember it's either 2-1 or 3-4, right, Mr. Teo?
2 1 2 3 or 3 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. So do whatever comfortable with you. So everyone have different way of adapting their way of breathing. So you have to try all three and see what suit you best. Am I
yeah,
right, Mr. Teo?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
You
yes.
have to know your You have to know your body first.
You
Don't
have
just
to
because
keep on
Mr.
run
Teo
and
do this,
discover
you do
yourself.
that. You have to know your body. 100%, especially. Yep, correct. Okay, so so since we are, a lot of people here, probably some of them are new and probably just about to start running because of COVID, cannot do a sports game together with their friends and they took up running. So maybe you can share a little bit, okay? What are the essential to start running properly with the proper technique and also the gears, selecting of shoes. Some people got injury because of not using a proper shoe during running. I myself, when I do my first marathon, I was wearing totally a wrong shoe for the event, but I was choosing, oh, this is the cheapest one. Okay, we just buy lah. Got sales, we just buy. So, but coming from experience yourself, maybe you can share to these people who just starting to run, so they don't do the same rookie mistake that I did in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, I personally I am fans of shoes. I very sensitive on the shoes because I've been experienced so many things. Okay, let me give you a more simple and very common sense. So if you are a seasoned runner, like those run very fast, they will look for the shoe with a very minimum drop. So when you go to the shop, you will ask. Some people will ask, "Hey, which one is the most light one? I want ringan punya kasut. I want can run fast." Yeah, This is okay. This is common people. They like to ask about this, but I would suggest For a beginner runner, you don't ask for that. So beginner runner, because your running form, I don't know. Usually the running form is not as good as the season runner. So probably you will have a lot of bad posture. So I would suggest for a season runner, please look for a cushioning shoes first. Yep, at least like more than 6 mm. We call drop. So when you go to the shop, you ask for a drop. Drop is between the heel and the front toe, the difference of the height. So the best shoes is between 6 to 8 mm and above. So what I suggest is better stick with 6 to 8 mm. Look for cushioning shoes, because when you have cushioning shoes, is prevent you from more serious injury. I mean, to prevent you for a serious impact. Okay, this is serious impact, especially for the beginner. They would have make a always same mistake, landing on the heel strike. When you land on a heel strike, if you choose those minimum shoes like 4 mm and below, so it will cause you very big impact. Then your heel will be have a serious injury, and your knee also will have a bad injury. So I would suggest buy two cushion shoe first, try it first. Don't immediately go and buy the so-called very light shoes. So I like I explain this. Wow, I see. Wow, you thought light shoes common sense. You thought very light shoe. Wah, but kasut yang sangat ringan. Wah, 200 gram saja, 210 gram saja. Wah, I'm going to run fast. It's not that way. So light shoe, the light shoes is doesn't mean it can help you to run fast. We must choose a good shoe protect you first. So then only we talk about the form and so on. So first, don't, don't go and ask for a very light shoes. No, this light shoe is for those season runner. So beginner, listen to me, yeah. Buy a correct gears, and don't. Yep,
Alright.
shoes have a lot of good shoes in the market. Better go and try after you have some exercise. You don't try like after your work, because when you work is the whole day you sit, your leg belum kembang lagi tau. So the shoes is actually you need to like leave a small space in front of your toe, between the wall and the toe, so that when you running, it won't just hit your toe. So we must buy a shoes like leave a half-inch space in front of you. Yeah, this is very important also.
Alright. Alright. Thank you, Mr. Teo, for a very good tips, guys. So if you are out there and looking for a shoe, and especially if you're a beginner, make sure take into consideration what Mr. Teo have just shared. First, make sure there's about 1 inch or 1/2 inch inside the sole. So there's a gap in between your toes and the wall. And number two, try to go for a more cushion 6 to 8 millimeter at least. Don't be
Yeah,
like
6 to 8 mm.
don't try to be like
Beginner.
season runner, okay? So where they want a light one. uh, 6 to 8 mm. All right, so don't try to be like a season runner where they're looking for a more a more light shoe. Like Mr. Sue just said, having a light shoe doesn't mean you're gonna be a faster runner. Once you get your basic and foundation strong, then you can go. Okay, always go back to the foundation, become a better runner. All right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Teo, all right, we have a few more questions here coming from our audience. All right. So I'm just gonna pull it out. Okay, from Amira. How should a beginner train for a marathon? So maybe you can give a tips or two on how she can, train for a marathon, especially if
Can.
you just
Can.
started embarking into this journey. And then maybe you can share a little bit the difference between running, road running and juga trail running. What are the different type of training that you have to include in these two type of different event?
Can. Okay. Okay. Amira, thanks for your question. This is very good question, especially for beginner. So you want to train for marathon. Usually, this is what I do. For example, you want to train marathon, but you just started run. So I would suggest you start from a small, shorter distance. For example, like 10 kilometer first. You start for about half years. Look at your form first. So when you're good, then you move stage to 21 kilometer. So usually I will use between 1 to 2 years to strengthen my speed, strengthen my form, and the timing for the 10K and 21K first. So you do it first. I don't want you, why? I don't want you suffer during marathon. The half marathon, 10 kilometer is totally different league with a marathon. You know, marathon is 42 kilometer. People normally will hit the wall, and the real race is after 30 kilometer. Usually after 30 kilometer, your whole body will be very weak, very poor form. No. So this is where come up with a lot of like injury problem, and your timing will getting slower and slower. Why? Because you don't have a very good foundation. So I would suggest don't straight go to the marathon race. If can, try to raise more, gain more experience on the 10K, then move to 21K. When you have a good timing, for example, you want to hit for we call it like a 5 hour, 5 hour or four. For example, you want to do a 4 hour timing for marathon. Okay, so to do that, the criteria is for half marathon you must do sub 2 hour, means less than 2 hour. If your 21 kilometer cannot hit less than 2 hour or less than 150, so you don't go straight to do marathon, because you won't get you 4 hour timing. The criteria for 4 hour timing, 4 hour finishing timing, you need to at least less than 2 hour for your half marathon. So this is what you must tell yourself what is your target for your full marathon. Because as I coaching, I don't like people suffer for long hour in the marathon. You don't do anything more than 6 hour is considered very suffering, because you know why? You run, you come back, it's already under hot sun, very heat, very tired. I would suggest you train good, build your good foundation on the half marathon. Then, if you can do less than 6 hour, is good timing already for a beginner. So, this is what I want to suggest. And yeah, for train for marathon, at least 3 months before that. Okay, three
All
months.
right.
Okay. I need you to do a lot of things for 3 months. And this 3 months is for those already trained for half marathon, so run for many time of half marathon. Then for full marathon, at least 3 months, at least. And in between that, you can join a one race, 21 kilometer, to boost your confidence. This is very important. But I would suggest, my recommendation is prior to the marathon, don't join any marathon in between that. 3 months before, also don't join anything. So you must fully focus on your training menu. Yeah.
All
So
right.
please
Okay, guys.
please don't go straight to the marathon.
Okay, no wonder I was suffering back then, 10 years ago, because I never did a half marathon and just jumped into full marathon. And with lack of training, then after 30 kilometer, that's when I hit my wall and suffered till the end. I was crying, from 30 to 42. I was like, oh shit, why did I sign up for this running event? And, I was cursing my friend for, leaving me running alone at the end. Okay, now okay, so before we go to the next session, we will discuss about injury and stuff like that, and you can share
Yeah.
your experience. Okay, so we have this session where we call it a rapid fire. Lah. We want to know you a bit more better, and we will ask you a very quick one. So your answer should be like one words or not more than a
Okay.
sentence. Lah. You don't have to
Yeah.
describe that much. Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite hero in sports?
You mean running of
Any sport, anything. Your hero in sports. Who's your hero
my
in
hero
sport?
in sport? Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ah,
You know why?
Ronaldo.
Because,
Okay. 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 What is your favorite sports quote?
pardon me,
Yeah, yeah.
cannot hear.
Or is it?
Yeah, the line is kind of low.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Can you repeat?
Yeah, yeah. You were saying you were yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
All right. Hello, hello. You were asking me why? Why? Why is Ronaldo?
yeah. Because
Hello?
he really juggle his nutrition. He eat clean. Yeah, even I
Mm.
remember got one story about his teammate when he open party, his teammate thought he invite his teammate come, then they thought can drink wine, can makan besar-besar, but end up Ronaldo is serving all the healthy food. So so no
Okay.
wine, nothing. He drink water, he drink all, he no wine.
Juice.
He is really jaga
Uh,
badan. So since
all right.
then, his teammate no going already, no join his party already.
All right. Okay.
I heard
Moving
this
on to the
story.
next. Okay. Moving on to the next question. What is your favorite sports quote?
Sport coach?
Sports quote. Your
Oh,
quote.
coach.
Quote.
Yeah. Okay. Sport coach is actually for me, is applied to everyone. So actually everywhere is the training ground. Okay. Okay. For my style, yeah, I don't care where is the ground is doesn't affect me. Everywhere is a training ground. The key word is you need to train hard. Okay, then you gain
All right.
the experience. Yeah, this is no pain no gain.
Uh, all right. What is your favorite movie about sport?
Huh? Favorite?
Favorite movie about sport. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie about sport. Uh, I remember got one. I can't remember of that movie, but I think it's a Korean movie about the sport one. It's someone like
Okay.
yeah. I can't remember. It's about his poor home. Yeah. It's about one guy's. It's a football. If I'm not mistaken about the football, is a South African kid, South American kid. He really like football, but he no money to buy shoes.
Uh-huh.
So someone coach want to polish him to grow him. So he need to away from his home,
Uh-huh.
and he do much better and better. But he is lack of all the gears. But one so
All right.
stage by stage he earned a lot of experience from that. So I feel that the
All right.
determination, the dedication, the passion in the sport is very important. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next one. Okay. This is gonna be the most hard question of all. What is your favorite food? Malaysia a lot of nice food. So what is your favorite food in?
Ayo, this one. I
uh,
actually my favorite food of course is the nasi lemak.
Nasi
Yeah,
lemak. Okay. True Malaysian. Okay. All
nasi
right. Okay.
lemak,
What?
roti canai, but this one cannot eat during race.
Okay. What is your favorite sportswear color? So any specific color that you like to wear or your lucky color, you know?
Yeah, I like to wear the earth color. So means green
Okay.
and blue. Green and blue is my favorite color. Yeah,
All right. Okay. What is the most memorable moment in your life in running career?
I finished a 100 kilometer trail race
Wow,
in
amazing. Where was
less than
that?
in less than 24 hours. I run
Where was that?
Cameron. It is in 2019.
Ultra.
Yeah, Ultra, the Cameron Ultra. You run
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
Cameron. You get the
Uh,
chance to run into T farm. So that
wow,
100
awesome.
kilometer is really also meaningful to me because I
Okay.
clocked my first 100 kilometer in my watch. First time in
Okay.
my career. Yeah.
All right. Okay. What is something that you always wanted to do but is too afraid to do?
Yeah. This is Skyrunner. Skyrunner is very famous in Europe.
Skyrunner. Okay.
Yeah, that one you need a
Yep,
very
yep.
good
On the
physical.
hill and stuff like that. Yeah.
Run in the mountain, run in the high tall mountain is which is
Yeah.
very risky.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
very narrow of the road. His
High
left right is a
altitude lah.
valley. Yeah, high altitude. It's very challenging.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What is the next question?
Last question. What is the toughest running event that you have ever experienced?
Ha, can I hear?
The
My
toughest
top.
running event that you have ever. What
Oh,
is the toughest running event that you have ever experienced?
yeah. My toughest. Uh,
Toughest running event that you
yes.
have experienced.
I feel the toughest still the we call it the mud festival trail runner, Malaysia Mountain trail run that festival we call MMTF. MMTF is
Uh-huh.
annual event in Taipei. You know Taipei is always raining, so the terrain, the
Okay.
course is very slippery and wet, full of mud and full of lot of pachat. Okay, people scared of
Okay.
pachat. So is you need a very strong physical body. Your core must be strong because it's muddy and you, for example, you use a one step for climbing at the normal terrain without it on the dry course, but in this MMTF, Malaysian Mountain Festival trail running, so when you run, when you climb one step, you need to fall two steps behind. It's very slippery. You need to drag a lot of extra energy to conquer that trail. So even the good shoes also cannot help you. So you need to be very patient on that, especially on this muddy course. So I feel this is a very tough. So my mindset also, you need a
All
mental
right.
game. Yeah,
Understood. Okay. I did once trail running. TMBT. That was really. I did only 50 km, but that was a really good experience and very mental strength lah. Okay.
then what you
Luckily, I
did right?
finished. Luckily, I finished. I heard like 50% of the runners who participate during the event didn't complete. They have to be stopped at a certain checkpoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
TMBT is
Anyhow,
very
we're
tough
gonna
also.
move on to yeah, and especially when it's rain. So there are people in front of you will stop you on your pace. So that was very challenging lah for us, me and my wife at that time.
Correct, correct.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on to the next part of and will be the last part of our
Yeah,
segment today.
yeah,
We have been
yeah,
chatting for almost 50 minutes now, and then Mr. Tu have a lot of experience and insight that he have shared tips for the new runners and
yeah,
stuff like that. So you know that running. Certain people get into injury in running, and as a brand ourselves, we always try to educate people on how they can,
the line is cut a
prevent
bit. Yeah, the the line is a
or
bit cut. Yeah,
do some things better so they can avoid all these unnecessary injury. Maybe you can share a few things. One of the worst injury that you have encountered yourself. Hello,
yeah, can hear. Yes,
hello, testing.
yeah, I
Mr.
can
Teo,
hear
can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You say, you want me to share, uh,
Hello.
my experience.
Okay,
Can
maybe
you
you can
repeat?
share your experience yourself. Injury among runners, and what is the worst injury you? Do you heard my question?
The last part I
Yeah.
cannot
Okay.
hear. The last part I cannot hear.
Yep. Yep. I encountered earlier. You say about your plantar. So that.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So let me rephrase. Okay, so maybe you can share your experience of going through certain injury throughout your running career, and then also how do you prepare yourself better to avoid this kind of injury, or what is the way for you to meditate yourself or heal that injury from occurring in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Uh, the most worst injury in my life is I have to stop 6 months without running because you can't even step a foot on the ground. You can't even step the foot on your track. This is called a plantar fasciitis. So this plantar, I think every runner will face on it, especially the road runner, because this is the most serious injury that happened in my life. So when I have plantar, I still go to race. So because I pay already, when you pay already, you don't want to waste it, right? You want to go, but please, the race is always there. But your injury, if you go to that race, you will extend your injury period. Okay, it won't recover so fast. So I would suggest if you have injured, please don't go and make it recover. Plantar fasciitis is a kind of injury that happen is bengkak or inside inflammation on your foot. I mean on your heel foot. So this is make you really you can't properly run. Even your leg also can't properly grounded on the ground because every time you morning the first step on the floor you feel pain. So from that moment, what I do is you need to do strength training. So strength training means you need to do a lot of footwork like a single leg balancing, double leg balancing, and do a lot of build more muscle around your ankle, build more muscle on your side, on your quad, so that on your hips, so that you run better. You when you have a good muscle surrounding you, uh, especially the injury part, then you give you a better support. So same again, the drill is very important. When you after you do a warm up like stretching, always we start with stretching. Stretching bukan 5 minit saja yang like this. Okay, habis. Okay, lari. No, no, no. So every stretching you need to do, you count from 1 to 15. Huh? It's not like you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, finish. No, longer. At least every stretching, at least 1 minute and more. So usually we use about 15 minutes to do your warm up stretching, and then you open your hip. Okay, hip flexor is very important when you open your hip. So when you run you're more flexible. Yeah, so it's not like kaku, not stagnant like that. It's so you make you run more smooth. Okay, so this is very important. Warm up 15 minutes, then your drill also another 15 minutes. So you see already spent almost nearly half an hour for just a warm up and a drill before you run. So people for non-season runner, leisure runner, they will straight away go to run. So you see the big difference. So these people, yeah, you see, why you know injured one? He always go to, he don't need to do warm up, cool down, don't need to do. Why he no injured one? The injury won't come on that day. It will accumulate. One day suddenly come, then bye bye. So this is what I explained before. I thought, never mind lah, no pain also. The next day I still can run. So after 1 or 2 months, then you can start feel a little bit of inflammation on your knee lah or on your heels. So strengthening is very important. Okay, you must
What do you
yeah
continue
yeah.
continue?
So on the strengthening is a lot of things you can do for like you know your leg you need to something you go to gym. So you go to gym you find those like you really can gain your muscle around your hips because we need a good support from the hip first. Okay, when your hip is all strong, then you will let the calf and your ankle work less. Okay, because people will when they're running, so if their core not strong, their hips, their quad or their thigh not strong, so they rely a lot on the calf and the ankle there. So you know how much burden on your bottom side when when you have a very good muscle and then you don't want to train it. You know the biggest muscle on your body is your glute and your hip. So when you strengthen that muscle, you grow on it. So when you run, you will be more relaxed and more confident and less in injury. So people don't do strengthening, don't do like circuit training or do uh, drills. So you will have a lot of problem on your leg, especially on the calf, from calf until the ankle until your foot. Yeah, one thing I want to share is, yeah, I think some people is flat flat foot. Yeah, flat foot. Remember, you can buy those insole for flat foot because flat foot people very easily get plantar. Even you buy a cushion shoe or minimal shoe also, if can uh, consult from the sport therapist or consult from the very experienced professional, uh, those who selling the insole. Change the insole following your flat foot, then it will prevent you from injury. This is what I see as my experience. When I have this very worst plantar fasciitis, so I consult the doctor for the sport therapist. So
Mm-hmm.
he recommend me the a good orthotics insole. When I put on it, since then I no more touch wood, no more injury on my plantar fasciitis. Yeah,
All right. Good to hear that. All right. So that's a good tip from Mr. Teo. So if you are a season runner, I think plantar fasciitis is one of the common injury out there. And the way to avoid it, to strengthen it, I think a lot of runners try to avoid or lack of doing strengthening exercise because they think there will be a lot of muscle and it will be heavy for the running. But in fact, if you do a proper programming for strengthening for running, then it will
yeah.
be actually it will improve you are running better and make you more efficient in your running. So maybe do you have any experience wearing tapes to to heal from that plantar fasciitis injury, or you don't use any tapes at all? If you don't mind sharing.
The tips to get it healed faster. First, you need to consult a sport therapist to
Uh-huh.
let them know what is your main problem. Then they will recommend you some special, we call it the strengthening workout. Beside that, I think a lot of people heard about sport taping. Sport taping also can help you also
Yeah.
to make you fast recover. In the same time to delay your fatigue. I mean, it's kind of magic, you know. Is when you put on the tape,
Okay.
okay, so you can temporary, yeah, to freeze your injury pain. Okay, sometimes I know some people they still want to go run, but it's very important run. So use the tape. The tape can help you delay your keletihan, delay it and prevent injury. And of course, it will freeze that muscle then to extend the pain slightly
Yeah, this is the tip.
delay. Yeah. So this is what I taping all the time when I have injury, so that I make my foot, the muscle is stagnant there, and then get from the sport therapist to do workout. So I would suggest if you still have that kind of problem, if you still want to do some leisure training, you can still training if not so serious, but still a little bit minor pain. You can use the sport taping to help you prevent your muscle from further injured. Yeah, it's kind of magic. What I really like sport taping, but you need to have a special we call a specialist to teach you how to taping, because taping have a lot of skill. Something you
Mhm.
sometimes you need to stretch a bit like 50% or 70% on that pain part. So the rest you just let it go when you sew it on. Okay, so I think ATF have a many specialists. They are really can share you how to do a proper taping on different kind of injury like knee pain lah, or shin splints, or plantar fasciitis. They have different way of taping. So it's very good. Even the international player also they do it to prevent further injury, and
Mm.
also sometimes can enhance their strength.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Teo, for your sharing on experience on your injury from the start, how you get into running, insight for new beginners, how they can do or
Yeah,
complete their first marathon, and all your experience have been very wonderful and insightful
yeah,
for our audience. Like I said earlier, we have some gift to attractive price, which is our starter box,
yeah.
okay, for one lucky winner today. So I will ask them related question, but before we end, maybe you can, shortly give tips, a quick one, 1 to 2 minutes before we end, to all runners out there or inspiring runner who want to get better as a runner moving forward. Go, Mr. Teo.
Okay. To be a better runner, first thing, patient. You need to hardworking lah, Raji. When you dedicate to that training, I believe you were excelling in that game. But before that, don't hurry. Yeah, it's never like a straight away jump to the peak. So you need to slow by stage, from a short distance to medium distance and to the full distance. I mean longer distance. So don't forget always warm up. Warm up first, do drills, and then only start running. So try to be focus more on the running form. You can video yourself, ask your friend video you, so then you can check are you running in a good form or not. If not, then you correct it. So a lot of people when they're running, they don't know how they run. So when they run actually wrong, but you don't know. You need someone like coach or someone video you to look at you how actually you run. The best running form is make sure it's running under your hips. It's not using calf to run. It's using your hip to run. Okay, make sure when every time you're landing, it's a cycle. It's a cycle and avoid big stride. It's a cycle means every time you're landing on your heels, it's under your hips. Okay, make sure your foot is under your hip when you're running. Okay, so is don't hurry. Most important, don't hurry. And this is what I would like to dedicate this message to all the beginner runner. Okay, don't think of fast. Think of form first. When you have a good form, you can run longer. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Awesome sharing there by Mr. Teo here. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Teo, for your time. It has been very wonderful talking to you this evening, and we hope we can catch up with you on some other time. Okay.
Oh,
Before we
one
end,
thing.
okay, we have one question. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
One thing I forget. Yeah. For beginner
Uh,
runner, I suggest please use a GPS watch. You need a GPS watch to record all your activity. From all this activity, you will come up into an apps. The app will summary all your training performance, your pacing, your training load, whether you are really perform or not. See? So you can really monitor from every your training, whether on your cadence, whether on your pacing, on your heart rate, all is recorded in the Soto app, in the apps. Okay, so I would suggest please get a watch, GPS watch.
all
Okay.
right. All right. So to summarize all the tips to those who really want to go serious in running, make sure take it easy. One step at a time, start small and gradually increase your distance as you improve yourself. Make sure run with a proper technique. So if you run with a proper technique, you can avoid injury. And of course, it's very important to track your performance so you can see
Yeah,
how you can improve and do moving forward and future. And don't ever compare with other people punya results or anything. Compare yourself with yourself. That's why you need a tracker, GPS watch, anything, so you can compare yourself and your performance. So if
yeah,
they want to get to in touch with you or learn how to run with a proper technique, where can they reach you out, Mr. Teo? Can you share?
yeah. I you can tag me. You can find me at my IG, run
Yep.
BJ run underscore. So or in my
Okay.
FB Teoh BJ. So
All
this
right.
is where
So
I'm active in.
Yeah, okay. So before we end, the question for today, if you want to stand a chance to win our attractive starter box where we have all different, including this kinesis tape, all you need to answer is the question is, okay, what is Mr. Teo personal best for a marathon? All right. So Mr. Teo, you don't answer. So you have to share this video and answer this question, and our team will reach you out if you answer the correct one. Okay. So thank you very much again, Mr. Teo. It was wonderful to chat with you today, and hopefully we will catch you again soon.
Yeah. See you guys. Run
Thank
safely.
you.
Yeah,
All
run safely.
right. All right. All right. Hold on. Uh, All right, you guys out there. So thank you very much for watching us on ATF Coffee Talk Show. It has been wonderful evening talking to Mr. Teo. We are gonna have more we are gonna have more guests and lineup for our next coming show, and hopefully you guys will stick around with us to get experience and insight sharing from the expert of each subject matter. All right. Till again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again on our next coffee talk show. Then play with confidence.